It's important to understand how to search for books because much like going into a restaurant, you've got to look at the menu before you decide what you want to have. And this year, students, you are going to be using your Chromebooks to search for books. You're not going to be using our library desktops. So it's very important that you understand how to do this. The first thing you're going to do is visit the website hpsnet.org. Then you're going to look over on the left-hand side. You're going to scroll down and you're going to find the button for Destiny Library Catalog. Now, this might look familiar to you as an elementary school student. This year, you're going to be choosing middle school. One important habit to get used to is signing in or logging into the catalog. When you log into your own account, you get a lot more access. You can do things like create a favorites list. You can see the books that you have out. You can see when they're due. And you can also borrow our ebooks. So you're going to log in by looking over at the upper right-hand corner where it says log in. You would click on that. Again, I would make this a habit. I would do this pretty much every time I visit the library catalog. Then you're going to click sign in with Google. Great. Now you can see that I'm signed in. You're going to get your name. Your name will appear in the upper right-hand corner. That's how you know you're signed in. Now you can see here there's a series of menus. These menus may change. It depends. This is our recently added books menu. So you can click through here and see the books that are brand new. They were just added to the catalog. You also have a ribbon here for our ebooks. These are our electronic books, right? So it's not print books that you can hold in your hand and borrow. These are electronic books that you can borrow using a device. And as you continue scrolling down, you may see collections. Collections are just a collection of resources. It might be websites, other books, books in our library that are on the topic. Not every book that's going to appear in that collection is a book that's inside of our library. Some of them are actually at the public library. So it just depends, but it's a way to get you inspired on some of these important topics here. And then at the very end, we have our popular titles ribbon. That, of course, is just like it sounds. It's going to be some of the most popular books that are going out right now. And you may even have a link to learning resources, and that's something that we would use in class time, but we're going to skip that for now. So it's very simple. You can browse for books, right, by using these ribbons and clicking on a title, waiting for the information to pop up over here. You can read a summary, or you can search. So if you know exactly the type of book you're looking for, I recommend that you search. And you can search by clicking on the magnifying glass in the upper right corner. A new window is going to open, and here you can start to search. So you can search by title, author, subject, or genre. I'm going to type mystery in my example here. So we get a lot of results for mystery books, over 200. Keep in mind, students, these are both our ebooks, so our electronic books, as well as our print books. This is every book in the library having to do with the word mystery. So when you're in the library, when you're physically in school, I really recommend that you use a filter because it's going to make your life a lot easier. So let's look over, before we do anything else, let's look over on the right-hand side. We see that little menu with the drop-down. We're going to click on it. And we have some filter choices here. The first filter that I think is useful is if you filter by availability. So I'm going to click in. That means it's only going to show me the books that are actually in the library and available to be borrowed. Helpful. So I'm going to change it to in. And then I am going to also look at format. Format is very important. There are really two formats that are going to be the most useful to you. One is book. Again, it's a print book that you can hold in your hand. You want to filter on book when you're inside school and inside the library. The other filter you may use, or the format you may use, is Follett ebook. These are ebooks that you can borrow using a device like your Chromebook, a phone, or a tablet. But when you're in class doing a physical book selection, you're going to want to filter on book. So we have, it's going to be showing the books that are available and, again, print books that you can borrow. So let's go back to our results here. I'm going to take a look. see what I like. Okay, here's one. Premeditated Myrtle. Premeditated Myrtle sounds like a really great book. Let me click on the title here and learn a little bit more about it. This is a book that you're interested in. You need to find it on the shelf. And you would do so by looking at the call number. You need to know the call number in order to find a book on the shelf. Students, every single book has a call number. You can think of it like the book's address. The call number is the white label that's on the side of every book spine. This one says FICCAR. That's how you know where to find the book on the shelf. When you come in person, I'll be able to help point out the different sections of the library, but it's very important you must know the call number of your book or else you won't be able to find it. After you get the call number, you would walk to the shelves, and again, we can talk about that in person. Quick update for my 5th graders. So welcome 5th graders. There is a unique rule for you, and that's in regards to young adult books. So students who are in 5th grade, you may want to put one more filter when you search. Let's take a look back at that filter menu. We're going to go back down and we're going to look at interest level. So students who are in 5th grade, you might want to adjust this filter. You're going to want to probably put it up to about 5th grade for you. So 5th grade, and then click Done. That's going to limit the results a little bit further, but that's because we have something called young adult books in this library. They do require a permission slip. I talked about that more in your other orientation presentation, but I just want to remind you all that it's important to watch out for those young adult books because sometimes it's hard to tell if there's one here in the catalog. Our young adult books always have a YA sticker on them, so it's a pink and yellow YA sticker. But I can also, typically you're in good shape when the interest level here says 5 through 8. 5 through 8, that means that's not a young adult book. You're able to read it. In fact, I'm going to take that filter off and show you what a young adult book looks like. Oops. There we go. Interest level young adult. Again, my 5th graders, you need a permission slip to be able to read interest level young adult books.